Joshua chapter 4 cannot be understood without chapter 3. The context of the previous chapter sets the stage for the miraculous events that are about to unfold. The Israelites stand at the edge of the Jordan River. It's a formidable obstacle, a natural barrier that seems impossible to cross. The river is overflowing its banks, making the challenge even more daunting. It represents the final barrier to the promised land, the land flowing with milk and honey that they have longed for. God instructs Joshua to have the priests carry the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred chest that holds the tablets of the law. This sacred chest symbolizes God's presence among his people, a constant reminder of his promises. As the priests step into the river, a miracle occurs, defying the natural order. The water upstream stops flowing as if held back by an invisible hand. It piles up in a heap, creating a dry path through the riverbed. This event echoes the parting of the Red Sea, another miraculous demonstration of divine intervention. It demonstrates God's power and protection, reassuring the Israelites of his unwavering support. The Israelites cross over on dry ground, their feet touching the riverbed that moments ago was submerged. This act signifies a new beginning, a fresh start for a nation that has endured so much. They are leaving behind slavery and entering freedom, a journey from bondage to liberation. The crossing of the Jordan is a pivotal moment, a turning point in their history. It marks the end of their wilderness wanderings, a journey that lasted 40 long years. It's a testament to God's faithfulness, a promise kept through generations. He has delivered them from Egypt, from the house of bondage. Now he's bringing them into their inheritance, the land he swore to their ancestors. Once the Israelites have safely crossed, God instructs Joshua to create a memorial. He's to take 12 stones from the middle of the dry riverbed. These stones are to be set up at Gilgal, their first encampment in the promised land. 12 men, one from each tribe, are chosen for this task. They carry the stones on their shoulders. It's a visible reminder of God's miraculous provision. The stones will serve as a talking point for generations to come. The location of the memorial is significant. Gilgal becomes a place of gathering and worship. It marks the beginning of their conquest of Canaan. The stones stand as a silent testament to their unity. Joshua's instructions are clear. When their children ask about the stones, they're to be told the story. The memorial is an act of remembrance. It's designed to ensure that future generations never forget God's mighty acts. The 12 stones hold deep symbolism. They represent the 12 tribes of Israel. This emphasizes the collective nature of their experience. They crossed the Jordan as one nation, united under God. The stones also symbolize God's faithfulness. He had promised Abraham this land. Now, centuries later, his promise is fulfilled. The stones are a tangible reminder of God's faithfulness to his covenant. Furthermore, the stones represent a transition. They mark the Israelites' passage from slavery to freedom. They are a symbol of hope and new beginnings. They serve as a reminder of God's power to deliver. The act of setting up the stones is significant. It's an act of obedience to God's command. It's also an act of faith. It demonstrates their trust in God's promises. The stones are a physical manifestation of their faith. Joshua chapter 4 offers several valuable lessons. One of the most prominent is the importance of faith. The Israelites had to trust God to part the waters. Likewise, we must trust God even when we face seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Obedience is another key theme. Joshua carefully followed God's instructions regarding the stones. Obedience is not always easy, but it's essential for experiencing God's blessings. The chapter also highlights the significance of remembrance. The stones were meant to serve as a reminder of God's faithfulness. We too should remember what God has done for us. This helps us to maintain our faith in challenging times. Finally, the story emphasizes the power of collective memory. The stones were meant to be a talking point for generations. Sharing our faith stories with others can strengthen our own faith and inspire others. The story of the 12 stones continues to resonate today, echoing through the corridors of time. It reminds us that God is still at work in our lives, weaving his presence into our daily experiences. He is still parting waters and making a way where there seems to be no way, guiding us through life's turbulent waters. The story encourages us to trust God with our fears and doubts, knowing that he is always with us. Just as he brought the Israelites into the promised land, he will bring us through our own challenges and trials. We must be willing to step out in faith, even when the path ahead is uncertain. The stones also remind us to be thankful, to pause and reflect on the blessings we have received. We should never forget God's blessings in our lives, for they are the markers of his faithfulness. Taking time to remember and give thanks can transform our perspective, turning our hearts towards gratitude. It can deepen our relationship with God, drawing us closer to his heart. The story of the 12 stones is not just an ancient tale, but a living testament to God's enduring promises. It's a timeless message of hope, faith, and remembrance, urging us to hold fast to our beliefs. It's a story that continues to speak to us across the centuries, reminding us of the power of faith. It challenges us to live lives marked by trust, obedience, and gratitude, embodying the lessons of Joshua chapter 4 in our own journeys. Are you ready for the next chapter? Just click here to go straight to it.